Hi, everybody. Welcome. It is Thursday. It is time for FOC Roundup. I'm trying to find information.
Gotta get some Western music. Yeehaw!
Yeah. That's dumb, yeah.
What's up, Keith?
Okay, so we are here to talk to you guys about books that are on FOC for this week. One of them, as Keith mentioned, well, he didn't mention it in the chat, but he mentioned it via private message. I'm pretty sure is going to get bumped back because of... We'll talk about it when we get there. There's lots of cool stuff happening, though. So, the reason that we do this show, we talk about all the books that are on FOC, which stands for Final Order Cutoff. That is our last opportunity as a comic book store to adjust our numbers before these titles actually ship out to us. So it's critical for you guys who are the comic book readers, enthusiasts, and collectors because this is when you can request books to make sure that we have them safely set aside for you in your hold slot so that you don't have to worry about coming in, grabbing stuff off the rack, and possibly not having things on the rack. So we're giving you the tools that you need to make the smart and informed decisions on your collecting habits. That's what I'm going to go with.
Is that what you're going to go with?
Sure. So the way it works, everything that we're going to talk about here that's a DC Comics product is on FOC this Sunday, September 20th. And all requests are due by 11 a.m. Mountain Time here to the store. You can email us, you can Facebook message us, you can comment on the post, you can comment on this video. You can send carrier pigeon with your requests as long as we get it by 11 a.m. on Sunday, September 20th. You're good to go. If you're coming into the store and requesting stuff at the store, the cutoff's going to be Saturday night. So Saturday night at 7 p.m. Everything else, Marvel, Dark Horse, Boom, Image, Dynamite, everybody else is on FOC on Monday, September 21st. And all of these titles are due October 14th. So let us know again for DC on Sunday the 20th, everybody else on Monday the 21st, also by 11 a.m. Just try to make it easy for me because it sucks. It literally takes all day or special ordering everybody's requests and try because I have to do that on Sunday and then I have to do that again on Monday because people will put all of their requests in one post. So I have to do half of it on Sunday and then the other half on Monday. It's a treat. If you would like to subscribe to any of these books that we are going to talk about, please comment sub and the title, and we will make sure that we add that to your subscription here at the store. That way you don't miss out on an issue. If you just want to pull a copy or 25 copies, if you're so inclined, comment pull with the title, the cover, and the quantity. Because you can pull the A cover, you can pull the B cover, you can pull both covers, you can pull whatever you want. Just let us know. Again, Sunday for DC, Monday for everybody else. So first up, from Dark Horse this week in stores on October 14th, we have the sequel to Gerard Way's critically acclaimed True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. This is National Anthem number 1. After the analog wars, the Killjoys lost their way and their memories. A rat chew-throughs Mike Milligram's TV cord and reality unravels. But when his Ramones records disappear, Mike remembers what the Fabulous Killjoys and some toy ray guns can do. Gerard Way and Sean Simon take it all back to their original concept, rebooting the Killjoys in present-day America, where it's impossible to tell what's real and what mom and dad just tell you to keep you calm. The original inspiration for the My Chemical Romance Danger Days album, which is kind of cool. There's 3 covers that are all open to order. Cover A right there on my side is by Leonardo Romero, who is also the interior artist on the series. Cover B on Dom's side is by Becky Cloonan, who was the artist on the original True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. And cover C down here is by Paul Rentler. So if you're a Gerard Way fan, if you're a My Chemical Romance fan, check this out. It is we've got the trade for the first volume here at the store. It's a bizarre, awesome, sci-fi, weird read, and this is the sequel to it that's coming out October 14th from Dark Horse. Okay? From DC this week, here's a big one. In stores on October 14th, we've got Batman White Knight Presents Harley Quinn #1 of 6. 6-issue miniseries set in the world of Sean Murphy's White Knight universe. The Joker is dead, Bruce Wayne is behind bars, and Gotham City is just starting to redefine itself without Batman. As Harley struggles to adjust to her new life as the mother of Jack Napier's twins, an elusive mastermind called the Producer seizes the moment to assemble a crew of villains, starting with the Starlet, a serial killer who murders Gotham's Golden Age film stars in homage to their silver screen roles. Wow. Shut up, Siri. When a recent gruesome crime scene suggests a connection to the Joker, the GTO and FBI agent Hector Quimby turns to Harley as the one person with information that could crack the case. With some help from Bruce, Harley agrees to investigate, but to protect her children and her city from a final fatal act, Harley must flirt with madness and confront her own past. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to unpack for issue 1. Written by Katana Collins with art by Sean Gordon Murphy. The main cover right there on my side is by Mr. Murphy. The variant cover on Dom's side is by Matteo Scalera. Awesome. And there is also a blank cover that will be available as well. $4.99. If you were subbed to Batman Curse of the White Knight, we will copy your subscription onto this, whether it was for the A cover or the B cover. If you were not on Curse of the White Knight, let us know and we can add you to White Knight Presents Harley Quinn. Okay. Next from DC, we've got Detective 1028. 1027 just came out yesterday. We've got all those covers out there on the rack, so check those out. It's huge. It's a huge book, and it's $10, but it's basically a trade paperback for $10. Spinning out of the events of the Joker War and Detective 1027 comes a tale of the beginning of the end for Gotham City's status quo. With tensions flaring and a new mayoral candidate making his anti-hero agenda known to the city, Batman and his allies are stretched thin to keep the peace. But just as things couldn't look any worse, a string of gruesome murders has left a trail of the most corrupt in Gotham City losing their heads literally. Literally. Their heads are kappa from their tated. If Batman doesn't quickly find the killer, the Dark Knight will be next. Main cover on my side is by Kenneth Rocafort. Variant cover, we don't have an image, is by Lee Bermejo. So there you go. Detective 1028. Should be good. Next from DC, in stores on October 14th, we've got Wonder Woman 764.
That's fantastic.
Right? The variant one or the main
both.
Yeah.
I like the first one too.
I like that she's just chilling with her big hat and her lasso of truth, and Max is in his swim trunks with his gun and silencer. Wonder Woman and Max Lord are on the hunt for some missing and extremely dangerous weaponry from Lord Industries, and the search has brought this unlikely duo to Miami. Fun in the Sun will have to wait, because if Diana and Max can't uncover this illegal arms trade, the entire city could be blown sky high. But we're sure Max Lord will be nothing but helpful, right?
Yes.
Main cover on my side is by David Marquez. The variant cover on Dom's side is by the amazing Mr. Josh Middleton. It's crazy to see how his style, he's so good.
He changes.
Because the cover that we have out on the floor from the last issue looks just like Linda Carter.
Right.
This doesn't look like anybody, but it's fantastic. I like him. I'm in. I'm on the Josh Middleton fan train, fan bus. I don't know. Okay, from Image this week. This has been a long time coming. We have an original graphic novel called Blue in Green from Ram V, with art by Anand RK. I don't know how you say that name. The dark and haunting portrayal of a young musician's pursuit of creative genius, the monstrous nature of which threatens to consume him as it did his predecessor half a century ago. From Ram V, who did These Savage Shores, everybody knows about that. It was a huge hit. And Anand RK from Graffiti's Wall, Blue and Green is an exploration of ambitions, expectations, and the horrific depths of their spiraling pursuit. 152 pages for this original graphic novel, $17.99, on FOC on Monday. Next from Image comes Commanders in Crisis number 1 of 12. This sounds really cool. Steve Orlando is the writer behind this book. You know him from Wonder Woman, Doom Patrol, Martian Manhunter, all kinds of stuff. David Tinto is the interior artist who's been doing the Marvel Action Spider-Man series. The last survivors of the multiverse live among us under new superheroic identities. 5 survivors of doomed worlds taking a second chance to ensure that our world lives on. A new twist on strange superhero comics with a bleeding edge eye on the modern moment. Commanders in Crisis follows in the footsteps of Doom Patrol and Thunderbolts as 5 unexpected heroes come together to solve a murder unlike any other. The victim, compassion itself. This is Ideacide. I don't know what that... I mean, murdering of ideas?
Yeah, I guess so.
A new series by acclaimed writer Steve Orlando with artist David Tinto. An intense, weird action thriller reminding us about the importance of compassion and hope in the present moment and putting fists to faces along the way. A whole mess of covers. So here we go. Cover A right there is by David Tinto. Cover B on Dom's side is by my man Stiapun Sheikh. I just like to say his name. Yeah, that's a great cover. Cover C by Peach Momoko, and Logan's ears just went, what? Zoink, Scoob!
That other one, though.
Cover D is by Micah Sozo, that one on your side.
Yeah.
That's good too, man.
Crazy, man.
Cover E down here on my side is by David Talaski. Very
beefcake there,
right.
huh?
Some for the men, some for the ladies, a little bit of everything. Cover F over there on Dom's side is by Emanuela Lupacino.
Oh, Max Wisdom went, oh, God, it looks like... Well, he does. Sorry, he likes Green Lantern. Didn't
Yeah,
he? I was thinking Green
it's a
Arrow.
little Green Arrow-esque.
He looks more Green Arrow-esque.
And then cover, God, I forgot. Cover F down. No, that's F. Cover G, featuring all 5 of the heroes. So if you didn't catch what they're doing, if you scroll back up, each one of these variant covers is featuring one of the 5 heroes. So you've got all of them on the main cover, and then each one is kind of spotlighted on the other individual artist covers. So cover A has all of them. Cover G, I think, also has all of them by Mirka Andolfo right here on the bottom. And then there is a blank cover as well. So there's a bunch. Commanders in Crisis number 1 from Image Comics, Peach Momoko.
So hot right now.
So hot right now. There you go. It sounds cool. It sounds different if you like superheroes, but you're kind of done with the DC and the Marvel stuff. There you go. There's a great opportunity to jump in on somebody who's written superheroes very well in the past, taking kind of a different spin.
It never says, is that Overwatch? It kind of looks like Overwatch.
Oh, all right. Okay, from Marvel this week, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 50. The Last Remains story arc starts here. ASM reaches another landmark, and we're celebrating Spider style. Spider-Man just took the beating of his life, and we're just getting started. Pat Gleason is back on ASM, ushering in the saga that is Last Remains. Kindred is stepping out on stage for the first time, and Spider-Man is not ready for the havoc that Kindred is going to let loose. Main cover right there on my side is by Pat Gleason. Variant cover on Dom's side is the Alex Ross Timeless variant. There's an Art Adams cover that we don't have the image for, so I apologize, but that's on Marvel. Aaron Cooter has a Spider-Man vampire variant. He's channeling his inner Blade, I guess. And then how about Silk on that final cover by Belen Ortega? These are all $5.99, which kind of sucks because ASM 49 is going to be $10. So you've got these 2 big books that are back to back because ASM 49 is celebrating the 850th issue of Amazing Spider-Man. But whatever. $5.99. 5 open to order covers. The only one that we don't have is the Art Adams. So maybe we'll check on that,
We'll check on that one
this afternoon. Next from Marvel comes Avengers number 37. This is the conclusion to the Age of Khonshu story arc. The ragtag Avengers take the fight to the power-mad Khonshu deep in the heart of New Thebes City. But which side will Moon Knight choose, and is Earth doomed either way? Main cover is by Mr. Matteo Scalera. There is an Alex Ross Timeless variant featuring the Black Panther. There is also unpictured. There is a Mark Brooks Fortnite wraparound variant cover, but we don't have the image for that. And then down here at the bottom on my side is the Javier Rodriguez horror variant, featuring a larger-than-life She-Hulk and Scarlet Witch. So there's a little preface right here. Marvel also has Fortnite variants this week on Captain America 24. Captain Marvel 22. I don't have images for either of those, but if you're in on the Fortnite variants, I'm just trying to call attention to those so you guys can pay attention. Next from Marvel, they are just grabbing up properties left, right, and center, man. Warhammer 40k, Marneus Calgar, number 1 of 5. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. The saga of Warhammer 40,000 comes to Marvel Comics. Marneus Calgar, the legendary chapter master of the Ultramarines, leads his elite Space Marines against humanity's greatest threats in a galaxy engulfed in endless war. Kieran Gillen is writing this thing, which is pretty awesome. For Uncanny X-Men, Journey into Mystery, The Wicked and the Divine, Once and Future, all that sort of stuff. Spearheads the initiative with this introductory miniseries illustrated by Jason Burrows, who's done a bunch of Punisher stuff, and Moon Knight. And we are just getting started. Now witness Marneus Calgar's never-before-told origin story, from his beginnings on Nova Thulium to his campaigns in the Black Crusades and to the unfolding mystery of the Black Altar, as a deadly threat from his past reemerges to threaten the present of the Ultramar system. This all-new tale is essential reading for 40k aficionados, as well as the perfect primer to the world of Warhammer 40k for those new to the universe. What?
Did Warhammer pull you off?
Warhammer? You must have an intimate and special relationship with your Warhammer. See the Ultramarines in glorious combat, the strife between the worlds of the Imperium, and witness the larger-than-life characters who preside over it all. This is but the first foray into the larger darkness that is to come from Warhammer and Marvel Comics. Be prepared. Main cover on my side is by Jason Burrows. There's a color your own variant on Dom's side, also by Jason Burrows. And then there's a Games Workshop variant down here that is pretty rad as well. So 3 open-to-order covers. Warhammer 40k, Marneus Calgar. Finally, from Marvel this week, we have Web of Venom, Empire's End, number 1. It is a one-shot, just like all of the other previous Web of Venom books. Spinning out of Empire, Null's domain begins. For weeks, chaos engulfed Earth and space alike. Actually, it was 6 weeks. First, the corpse of serial killer Cletus Cassidy was bonded to a remnant of a mysteriously powerful alien symbiote, resurrecting his psychotic alter ego Carnage. That's pretty huge. Then, the generations-long Kree-Skrull conflict reached a brutal head on Earth with shocking and unforeseen consequences. Meanwhile, one ancient entity at the edge of the universe has awoken. Born of hate and darkness, it's the entity that feeds on chaos and brutality, and one group of unlucky fighters is about to face it head-on. Main cover is by Philip Tan. There is a Null is Coming variant cover by Guiu Villanova. Both of them are $4.99. If you're subscribed to Venom, we will make sure that we have you set up for Web of Venom, Empire's End, number 1. It sounds like it's the prelude to the King in Black stuff that's coming very, very shortly from Marvel. So don't miss it. Here we go, kids. This was my featured cover for the week. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be bumped back, but we've been talking about it. People have been asking about it. From Boom Studios, Berserker number 1 is on FOC, but we're pretty sure that it's going to get moved back. Huh? My love for you is ticking clock, Berserker. I can't sing the rest of the song because it is inappropriate.
You're a great singer.
Thank you. Olaf, Metal. Discover the next blockbuster action franchise. So, Boom recently announced that they are doing a Kickstarter for this exact book because Kickstarter has a ridiculous reach amongst comic book fans, which is really cool. This is still going to be something that you guys can get in comic book stores. and we're taking pre-orders for it now. It's more than likely going to get bumped back. I think I read an email about it from Morgan last week or something. But we still want to jam it in your face right now so that you can be aware of it, because you're going to want to get this book. You're not going to want to miss out on this. From the iconic Keanu Reeves in his must-read comic book writing debut alongside New York Times best-selling co-writer Matt Kint, who's done Folklords and Bang and Mind Management, and acclaimed artist Alessandro Vitti from Marvel's Secret Warriors, in a brutally violent new series about one immortal warrior's fight through the ages. The man, known only as Berserker, is half mortal and half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the world for centuries, Berserker may have finally found a refuge, working for the U.S. government, of course, to fight the battles too violent and too dangerous for anyone else.
Can you fight COVID?
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of that.
Berserker! In exchange, Berserker will be granted the one thing he desires: the truth about his endless blood-soaked existence and how to end it. Main cover on my side is by Rafael Grampa. Cover B on Dom's side is by Alessandro Vitti, who is the interior artist on the book. There is also a blank cover. So, like we mentioned at the beginning of this is probably going to get re-FOC'd a little bit later because of the time frame that Boom is trying to do. The Kickstarter campaign is for very fancy, very high-end hardcover collections of this series, but it will be available at comic book stores first. So don't miss out. Get your requests in. 3 open to order covers. There's going to be a whole host of incentives for this book when it hits. But we're going to take pre-orders now, even though it's on FOC and it's going to get pushed back. Get your orders in for Berserker number 1. It's going to be fun and ridiculous. This next one looks pretty fun too. From Dynamite this week comes Dynamite. Dynamite. You're gonna die, damn it.
Peace, Vampirella.
Yeah, exactly. Vampirella hurtles through space on a Draculon ship, desperate to uncover a dark mystery. A 100-year-old John Carter of Mars grasps for an awful memory just out of reach. Peter Cannon, Thunderbolt, battles waves of evil that he does not understand, and Red Sonja is faced with an impossible choice. Dynamite is an event series that unites all of the hit Dynamite characters as you've never seen them before. They will come together to battle the biggest threat they have ever faced. Many are even missing faces, which is fun. Written by Declan Shalvey from Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan and a whole host of other stuff. Also co-written by Fred Van Lente from Marvel Zombies, hint hint, wink wink, with art by Justin Mason, who did Vengeance of Vampirella, and Vincenzo Caruto from Lady Zorro. You ready for these covers?
Yeah.
Cover A with a half zombified Red Sonja by Lucio Perillo. Cover B on Dom's side with a not-so-sexy time Vampirella by Zombie King Arthur Suydam. You ready for these next two, though? Hold on to your butts, kids. Cover C and Cover D are both by Peach MF Momoko. How about that?
Oh, my God.
And they are pretty fantastic.
They are good.
Those are awesome.
They are good.
So Cover C, the Vampirella cover. Cover D, the Red Sonja cover, both by Peach Momoko. And last but not least, you have Cover E, which is by Stephen Mooney. It looks like Vampirella's busting through the bat, the bat symbol.
I'm back, Jack.
Right? So Dynamite, it's a 5-issue miniseries. Number 1 is on, what's that?
I'm going to focus on these.
Yeah, because those are people are gonna go nuts for those. They are awesome. Look at all the eyeballs in the background for both the Peach Momoko covers. They're just like faces melting off. It's really cool. It's very classy horror right there. Okay, this next one just sounds fun. From Action Lab this week comes Sasquatch in Love, number 1 of 4. Meet Holden. He's a well-read, caring, and single. He's also the world's last Sasquatch. When Holden falls for Grace, the filmmaker who's come to rural Oregon to make a Bigfoot documentary, He enlists the aid of his best friend, local veterinarian Felix, to find out more about her. That just sounds awesome. Written by Jason Nutt with art and cover by Alexis Vivallo. Sasquatch in Love. Little 4-issue miniseries from Action Lab. There you go. From Oni Press this week comes Vane #1. This sounds awesome too. Chicago circa 1941. A blood bank is held up in a robbery, but no cash is taken, only blood. Vampires.
What the V is for.
Exactly. It's the latest in a string of similar crimes, and FBI agent Felix Franklin is certain it's part of a wider plot. But the truth is much more sinister than he could imagine. The 4 robbers who call themselves the Vane are vampires. Immortal, physically powerful, and after decades of honing their skills, practically untraceable. But in a world that's rapidly changing, stealing blood is harder every day. Remember, this is in 1941.
Right.
Every day and with each decade that passes. Agent Franklin inches closer to the truth. Elliot Rahal, Emily Pearson, and Fred C. Stressing kick off a series that spans nearly a century of wild, eternal youth and reckless abandon across history. Main cover, actually both covers right there, the A cover and the B cover by interior artist Emily Pearson. The Vane from Oni Press. It sounds cool. It sounds fun. I feel like vampires. Okay, from Titan this week, we've got Life is Strange Partners in Time #1. I've not played this video game. I don't really know anything about it. I don't either. A new era, a new #1. The adventures of Max, Chloe, and Rachel from the hit game Life is Strange continue into a new era. Time rewinding photographer Max has spent the last couple of years in a reality parallel to her own. Lately, she realized she was running from her responsibilities and from the Chloe she left. Now there may be a way for her to get home. With the universe against her, it's time for the coast-to-coast road trip of multiple lifetimes to find it, following the band The High Seas towards an uncertain destiny. Main cover on my side is by Ilya Kuvshinov. Cover B on Dom's side is by Sarah Grayley. Cover C is the t-shirt variant cover. They've done one of those for every issue so far. Cover D over there on Dom's side is by Claudia Leonardi, who is the interior artist on the book. And there's an E cover grayscale variant right there. So Life is Strange Partners in Time #1. That wraps our kind of newly featured comic book spotlight section. Next up, we've got the subsequent print speculation section brought to you by one Oscar Cassis.
Hey, bro. Are you the second prince?
Why, yes. Yes, we do,
Yes,
Oscar.
we do, Oscar. We have second prince.
This is a fun, stupid little segment where we highlight some of the comics that are on FOC that have subsequent printings. Second prints are always smaller print runs than the originals, than the first prints. And lately they've been blowing up as soon as they come out. So this is your chance to get in on second print ground floor to get them for cover price plus a discount if you got a hold slot with us. So Image just announced these this week. Firepower #1 and #3 have sold out at the distributor level. Congratulations to Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney. Here is the second print for Firepower #1 on your screen right there. And if we bump down one, we've also got the #3 second print for Firepower.
Taking a punch.
He is, right to the face. Marvel's got a bunch, but none of them have covers. So we're just going to read them off to you, but this is their Marvel section right there. Strange Academy #2 is getting a 4th print, Randy. Yay.
Jeez.
Thor #1 is getting a 4th print. Thor #3 is getting a 5th print. Thor #4 is getting a 4th print, which is it's crazy, man. And Web of Venom Wraith, it was on FOC last week. It's on FOC again this week. Web of Venom Wraith #1 is getting a second print that is on FOC this week. And lastly, from Scout, It Eats What Feeds It #1 is getting a 3rd print. So this makes sense because Scout's a tiny publisher.
Right.
Marvel with all the Thors, I just don't even know anymore. Yeah. Best-selling comic series ever for all times. No,
Ever.
not quite.
That's crazy. I'll show you something later.
Okay.
It's just so stupid.
Randy's going to show you something.
He's going to show me something
Oh,
later.
what is he showing?
I don't know.
Put it back. Put it away.
It's $5 foot long.
$5.
That brings us to our other segment. Who does number 2 work for? It's you. You were the answer.
Who does number 2 work for? Who does number 2 work for?
That's right, buddy. You show that turd who's boss.
Sharks with freaking lasers on their heads. It's too much to ask for.
Exactly.
So this is a segment where we spotlight issue number 2s that are on FOC. You may have picked up number 1 either this week or the week before. If you had a chance to read it, if you enjoyed it, it's time to let us know. Because if you don't let us know, we look at sales numbers. We look at how many copies we ordered versus how many people are subscribed to the book versus how many copies sold off of the rack. And then we make an estimate as to what we're going to order for number 2, and it's always less because people don't tell us. Maybe people are buying number 1s to speculate. Maybe they're... whatever your reasons are, I don't care. If you read it and you enjoyed it and you would like to read more of it, let us know for number 2 so that we can make sure that we have copies for you. That's the point of this.
You get to the rack and you're like,
Where's
all the
I
copies?
didn't get number 2. You didn't tell us you wanted it, and so now we don't have it.
Fortunately, it also, I mean, in their defense, 1's come out, 2's come out there. You know, you're
Right.
seeing it the next.
We're going to talk about one of those now, but generally, like, it's number 2s are always from the history of comic books. Number 2 are always under ordered because stores go big on number 1. It's a number 1. Everybody's going to want a number 1. People are going to buy a number 1 just because it has a number 1 on it. They may not read it. They may not do anything with it. They may file it, squirrel it away. They don't come back to the series, and so number 2 orders are cut in half, maybe thirds. It just depends. It depends on sales. And so if you don't let us know that you want the book, even if you haven't read it, we might not have copies of it. So tell us. This is just an open dialogue between you and us, and we want to make sure.
This one will sell out.
Right. So the first book we're going to talk about is Grendel, Kentucky from AWA, number 2 of 4 on FOC on Monday. For 2 generations, the rural hill town of Grendel, Kentucky has honored its Faustian bargain with the monster living in its abandoned coal mine, a human sacrifice every season in return for agrarian prosperity, the likes of which this rocky region had never before seen, including its greatest cash crop, the dankest weed in the land. When one town elder breaks this pact, Grendel's only hope is that its prodigal daughter will return home to face down the creature of her nightmares and bring her all-female biker gang with her. Awesome. 4-issue miniseries. Number 2, Tommy Lee Edwards on FOC on Monday. So make sure, if you read number 1 and you enjoyed it, let us know to order a number 2 for you. Randy loves this book. Loves it. Loves it. Has all of them. All the covers. He's probably already got them signed. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. Whatever.
Broken at Tommy Lee Edwards' house.
Yeah. From Behemoth. So here's the perfect example. This next book. We haven't even gotten number 1 for this in the store. Number 1 was on FOC maybe a month ago. Still hasn't come in yet. Number 2 is on FOC. So I can't say if you read number 1, let us know about number 2, because nobody's read number 1 because number 1 hasn't come out yet. So here we are in a weird, sticky predicament where we're having to order number 2 before we have any sales information for issue number 1, which usually means I don't order it. So if you special ordered a copy of Hotline Miami Wildlife number 1 and you would like to pick up number 2, please tell us before Monday, okay? Continuing the monthly comic series where we haven't seen number 1 yet, based on the multi-million unit selling indie video game franchise Hotline Miami, the second issue continues Chris's story as he struggles to deal with a coming war, his tendency towards self-destruction, and the mysterious pseudo-patriots of 50 Blessings. If that makes sense to you and you would like to read that, tell us so that we can order it for you, because I don't know anything about that game. Multi-million unit selling, though, so that's good. Okay, from Dark Horse this week, we've got Bill and Ted Are Doomed, number 2 of 4. Bill and Ted are making ridiculous plans for a world tour that will somehow solve all their problems. They also hope to write the one song while on tour, energized and influenced by the people of the excellent planet Earth. Their confidence returning, they help the overburdened princesses with arranging the bookings. Things take a turn, though, when Wild Stallions is accidentally booked for a deadly, serious Scandinavian death metal festival because of death being in their band. The main cover on my side is by Evan Dorkin. The variant cover on Dom's side, Garage Band Moment by Tyler Crook. Bill and Ted Are Doomed, number 2 of 4. Remember, this is a prequel to the movie that just came out last month. So if you picked up number 1, let us know that you'd like number 2. And that's it. That's a wrap. That's the show. The last little segment that we leave you with is the entire list of all the titles that are on FOC this week. The first chunk here that you were seeing with your eyeballs is all the DC stuff. DC stuff doesn't have item codes, so you just have to Google the titles and the creator names. And then after we get through all the DC stuff, then we have everybody else from Diamond that's broken down by publisher. So you can take a look through here. I don't know why those Wonder Woman 84... I tried to... Whatever, it's fine. So it's broken down by publisher. You've got Boom. There you can see all the Berserkers. There's Dark Horse, Dynamite, IDW, Image, Marvel. We were going to look up the Mark Brooks wraparound cover for Fortnite. Avengers 37. Avengers 37 Brooks Fortnite wraparound cover. Let's see if that is...
Oh, it's Avengers. Never mind.
Brooks Fortnite, right above your cursor, 2 lines up. Right there. So all you have to do for that big, massive list is to copy that item code and paste it into a web browser of your choice. The very first search result that's going to come up is going to be the previewsworld.com listing for that item. If you click that link, one
of these days we're going to get one.
One of these days. But, you know, we do this show a little early. Technically, the publishers have to have all the images into Diamond by Friday at 10 o'clock, so we're a day early on some of this stuff. But again, we're trying to do this to give you guys the tools that you need to make educated decisions on what you would like to order comic book-wise. So there you go. So you have all weekend to play with that. Let us know. Again, Sunday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time for DC product. Monday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time for everything else that's on that other big list. And that's kind of it. That's our show. Don't forget, if you haven't already, check out the post about the Scumbag #1 store exclusive, which is done by Jorge Corona with art with colors by Sarah Stern. We are taking pre-orders for that now. That book will be on FOC next week, so you'll see the 2 covers that are available. We're doing a package deal for $20, which includes our store variant, cover A and cover B. But you guys aren't going to want to miss out on it. It is such a fun read and totally ridiculous. There's a scene in the book where a guy's trying to boot heroin and poops all over the sidewalk. So if that doesn't have you at hello, I don't know what to tell you. So it's fun though. We'll be on tonight. Make sure you check out the stream sale tonight from 5 to 7 Mountain Time right here, same bat channel. And we'll see you then. I'm John.
I'm Dom.
Have a good weekend. Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.